You're not prepared for the strategy. So it continues unabated. And it almost seems like, well, what is wrong with me? Out for 7 years. This is how long? 22 years it takes. Because a narcissist is always listening to you, not because they care, but they are listening to you just like an intelligence agent goes and becomes a spy in the country they're not from. Because all you're listening for is, you think you're having a conversation heart to heart, but really what they're listening for is, what intel can I gather from this conversation to become a better manipulator of this person, right? Shows us red flags in these people, but the soul tie we have overrides common sense. Exactly, the realist RT. It's a soul tie. But also, I want to give the narcissist credit. I don't want to overestimate or underestimate the narcissist, but I just want to say that the narcissist is very stealth at shifting strategies, which is why it continues for a long time. So these people dedicate their lives to abusing you. That's all the narcissist does. Because it's, as has been said by Dawn Marie and Realist RT, it's a soul tie. So the soul tie continues, and it keeps you blind to the fact that you're dealing with demons. Because if you realize very early that you were dealing with demons, you probably would have lost your mind, Candy. You've been out for 7 months. Oh, everybody, applause, Candy. Congratulations. It's always difficult to escape narcissistic abuse. And you see the words I'm using, escaping. Because you don't just leave a narcissistic marriage. They will make sure it's difficult for you unless they discard you. You see? And this is what they do. Thank you, Dawn Marie. Congratulations. You see, it's not easy. You have to escape these relationships. And the reason for that is because it takes a very long time to actually understand what has happened to you. Of course, Jennifer, he's going to do that. He's going to do that because this is what they do. You see, until you discard or escape from them, they convince you that you need them. Then they use your own empathy as a weapon against you. Then every heart-to-heart, just imagine sleeping in the same bed with a husband or a wife or boyfriend or girlfriend or a lover and sharing your deepest heartfelt feelings to them. Greetings. I'm glad you could join from Luxembourg, right? But meanwhile, everything you're sharing with them, they're using as intel because you are, to them, you are an enemy. You are an enemy. And what do you do with an enemy? You gather intel from the enemy to use. This is why they can be so insidiously mean to you. Because the narcissist hates themselves. And if they hate themselves, they cannot love you. So they love to hate you. And they make you a figment of their hate because you have something that they don't have. I was a golden child and escaped from my family of origin. 3 years in, and it's the best I've ever known. That's right. It's Mommy Rose. This is what it takes. And they knew that you had this spirit within you, which is why they turned everyone against you. That's what the smear campaign is. That's what gang stalking is. You see, just imagine if you've ever been through gang stalking. It can be really scary that you feel like you're being followed everywhere you go. And this is different from being paranoid. You see? His mom and sister hate you. They don't hate you. They hate themselves. You see, when you wake up from narcissistic abuse, you realize that everything from the narcissist is simply a projection. This is what they do. So they did this to you because this is how they feel about themselves, right? This is how they feel about themselves. So they projected it onto you. So you would feel that way. And they did it over time because it's very hard to know it's happening. Demons, oh, Dawn Marie, I'm so sorry this happened to you. Gang stalking can be very scary, where you feel like you're being, oh, thank you, Laura, you feel like you're being followed on the streets, being followed in the mall, even cars following you as you're driving down the road. Oh, I'm so glad non-material tendencies. Good to be here with you as well. Yeah, gang stalking is designed to make you feel like you're going crazy. It's like watching an old spy movie where the spies follow people all around. This is what they do to you. Because guess what? You are a spy for the Most High, here to sniff out evil and shine your light. That's why they target you and come for you. This is exactly what they do. And it's very difficult. Okay, thank you, Global. Thank you for sticking with it. I appreciate it. Yeah, the goal of these narcissists is to get you to join them in hell. This is why every experience you feel you have with a narcissist is like this. Candy, I had a car stop and recorded me in my car just the other day. What happened, Candy? Tell us more. Oh, Don Marie, they find you everywhere. They have fake accounts to gang stalk you on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. They pay attention to all that you're doing. Bree, what are some of the signs of how a narcissistic family feels about you? The narcissistic family first of all, when you're with anyone and you feel anything that isn't love or appreciation, yeah, that person is not for you. And more specifically with a narcissistic family, there'll be passive aggressive comments, backhanded compliments. They will say things that actually sound good, but are actually designed to make you feel less. Because anyone who makes you feel that way is in that mode. And if they do it consistently in a way to make you doubt yourself, that's how you know how they feel about you. Because a person who loves you should be obvious. You should feel love. And if you don't feel love, then that's not love. Do you see what I'm saying, Brie Love? That's exactly it. Jennifer, yep, had to change everything and cut off some narcissistic friends too. I left a whole group of narcissistic friends behind. Narcissistic lovers, narcissistic places. It's what happens. And it's a lot of pain. It's like a movie you would never watch global. That's exactly it. Can you with private numbers? What do you mean, Dawn Marie? Say more. And Chris, she projected like I was like all her exes and will do the same they did, but I'm not them. This is that strategy, Chris, is called triangulation. Because a narcissist would always create competition between you and past lovers or future lovers by comparing you, by telling you things that previous lovers did, good and or bad, all designed to create insecurity in you. Because the person who is secure doesn't need to compare you with anyone. I'm sorry, it's so exhausting, Lacey. This is why they do that to you. So the triangulation is simply designed to make you feel the insecurity which they feel. You see what I'm saying? Brie, it's the moments where I express my feelings to this person. It's like an argument. Yes, because a narcissist is committed to misunderstanding you. Let me say that again, Brie. Brie Love, the narcissist or group of narcissists are committed to misunderstanding you, right? Lion Rising, I had to cut off my entire family. Oh, whew. I'm so sorry, Lion. I'm sorry you had to do that, but this is what it takes. You see, the process of control continues. Exactly. Jazz and Laughter, greetings, greetings. Glad you could make it. You see, Candy, he would say things like, I had one get away and that I wasn't getting away. That's very dangerous because it's based on an obsession of you. It's an obsession of your person, of you physically, of your energy, and they want to be you more than you can be. Do you see what I'm saying? Candy? And they're everywhere, Dawn Marie. This is exactly, yeah, I see a person for that's exactly it. Do they actually do voodoo or witchcraft, Brie? Let me tell you what voodoo and witchcraft is. You see, words are spells, Brie Love. So anytime somebody speaks to you and says, oh, you're nothing, that is casting a spell because that creates self-doubt if you don't know you are. If somebody says, oh, I wouldn't do that if I was you, that's casting a spell. Oh, you're kind of beautiful, but not that beautiful. That's casting a spell. So witchcraft is not just some old person over a cauldron doing, hey, ba, 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 hey, ba, 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 da, 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 da. No, the real witchcraft is the spells that are cast from negative people, jealous people, and envious people. This is what creates the hell realm. That's why life has become the way it is. There's so much wickedness in the world, not because of the politicians. No, it's because the humans have become wicked. And this is what they do. They get in your head and brainwash you like they are like you, but they're not like you. So the thing that makes the world wicked and demonic is the evil that people feel towards other people. That's what makes it very bad, right, Jazz and Laughter? Our beauty shines and mindful love. That's exactly it, Global, because we are filled with love as Empath. I'm not saying we're perfect, but it is that love that is why you are still here and you are able to escape narcissistic abuse. Bree, yeah, and if you want to talk, just invite yourself and we can hear your voice here and talk to you. Don't worry, we do get in bed. I mean, I remember thinking I was sleeping in the same bed with this person I thought was my soulmate. And this person is actually the demon that it's really scary to realize you were with a demon. Candy, he told me he was obsessed with me. He was an energy vampire. He got very sick when we got married. Oh, I'm so sorry, because that sickness was a result of his projection towards you, if I could say that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, right? But this is what happens. And once we awaken, yes, because the only thing that keeps the narcissist or group of narcissists resonant to you is your feelings of inadequacy and insecurity. And this is why you were programmed to not like yourself, to dislike yourself. This is exactly why. So when you begin to like yourself and appreciate yourself and realize that you're actually a divine being having a human experience, it becomes very difficult for the narcissist to control it, which is why they go into what's called narcissistic rage. Why? And then they send you the gang stalkers, who are all designed to bring you back into compliance. Jazz and laughter. I remember realizing the same thing. It's terrifying to realize that I was sleeping right next to evil. Exactly. But you see, even though it's terrifying, imagine that even though you were sleeping next to an evil, they couldn't destroy you and you're still here. They might have hurt you, they might have caused some damage, but can you imagine an angel sleeping next to a devil and the angel not realizing that he or she or they were an angel? This is the meaning of walking through the valley of the shadow of death. That's what it's like when you're with the narcissist. They are strangers, of course they are, Dawn Marie. In the end, the narcissist told me I'm uncontrollable. Yes, they're uncontrollable. They said you were uncontrollable because they couldn't mislead you. They couldn't destroy you. Let me put it more succinctly. They could not destroy you, Dawn Marie. Dawn Marie, you're my hero. Bree, so what are some closure words I would say to end a relationship with this person? Bree, love, let me give you a secret, Bree. I could be wrong, and I want to hear you, my dear sister. If you want to talk, come on, or I can invite you. There is no closure with a narcissist. There is no closure. The only closure you get from a narcissist is the closure you give to yourself. Don't waste your time seeking closure from a narcissist, because they will use that as a gateway to come back and finish the job. The best closure you can give a narcissist is to say, thank you for the lesson. I'm going to love myself. Murray Perrin, he always accused me of being masculine when he can't get his way or I call him out. Yes, and the reason why a feminine will optimize for masculine energy is because the feminine has never been safe, has been surrounded by male or masculine narcissistic energy. You know, I'm a masculine, I'm a lion. But you know what I use these days? I'm in my feminine energy, intuition, attraction, intuition, creation. That's the strength of feminine energy, the divine feminine energy. You hear me? Oh, darkness cannot live in the light. This is why but darkness is a precondition for light. So the deeper the darkness you've experienced, the brighter your light can shine. I cannot be sitting here with you with all of the darkness. I'm telling you. Oh, Marie, you jazz and laughter, you said it. That's a compliment. Because it says you cannot be bugged. You cannot be broken. You cannot be controlled. And then believe me, everybody here in this chat, here and there, is an unbreakable, undefeatable empath. Because you shouldn't be here. You see, I told him he can't have my soul. Oh, wow. You spoke to the devil, Dawn Marie. You spoke to the devil. I was joined by the I'm sure, of course, Bree. Yes, Bree, you can schedule a free session on my website, innermileage.com, right? Innermileage.com. Jennifer said it's best to get away from them and cut all ties. You know, Jennifer, that is so brilliant, and it's so difficult to actually believe this, because a lot of us are in relationships with narcissists where we may have love for these narcissists. So it becomes unthinkable to say to yourself that I'm going to cut these people off. But actually, you are with enemies who never loved you. So what are you keeping them around for? What are you keeping them around for? They don't care about you. They don't want you. They don't want to see you do well. They're jealous of you. They hate you. You see, they hate you. They really want to destroy you. So when your eyes are open, why would you continue to put yourself in situations near people who want to destroy you? Why would you do that? And you only do that because a narcissist has programmed you to go against yourself. Mine stopped working and will not move out. We have a child together, so it's very awkward. Ooh, fast indigo. He will not move out. He's bullying you. He's really bullying you. And this is an opportunity for you to actually have firmer boundaries and look at the enemy and tell them enough is enough. And I want to talk to you. If you want to invite yourself so we can hear your voice here, please do that fast, Indigo. Brittany B, how do I balance my peace when dealing with a narcissist who I'm raising a child with? So when you're parenting with a narcissist, sometimes it's possible to co-parent, but I don't think so. There's this notion of separate parenting, Brittany, separate parenting. And separate parenting means that you are creating a haven for your child to always feel safe, so that regardless of what the narcissist does, they cannot successfully alienate you from your child. So practicing separate parenting, in other words, not relying or expecting that you're dealing with a normal person with which you can negotiate with. Because a narcissist, parallel parenting, Laurie Literati, well said. That's exactly it. So as long as you become a place where your child, exactly, it's me, Breezy. Thank you for saying that, parallel parenting. As long as you're in a place of creating safety, creating peace of mind, creating a healthy environment for your child, then it doesn't matter what the narcissist does. And when you are in the spirit within you, then you focus on separate parenting. And when you focus on separate parenting, you're almost immune from the shenanigans of the narcissist, because they will try to use your child as a weapon, as a tool to get to you. It's hard. Narcs still married to 10 children. Yes, they do. If you don't know and you think you're dealing with a normal person. But the moment you realize you're dealing with a demon, your boundaries are stronger. So it doesn't matter what they say. They will actually set themselves up in a trap where your children will see who they are for real. And remember, a healed empath is a scary person for the narcissist, right? Candy, I can't co-parent here. That's from me try to control them against me. I'm going to court. This is what they want. They want you to go to court over and over and over again. So the thing to do is to stop talking, stop giving them enough information which they use to turn against you, and find a lawyer who is skilled in dealing with high conflict parenting situations or narcissistic abuse. Now, of course, you cannot say narcissistic abuse in a court of law. The judge will laugh at you, but you really want a lawyer who's been through it and understands it. You see? Exactly right. Lacey Gray, all of it seems so absurd. I continue to doubt what I think I know. I feel so insane, especially when trying to explain how insidious, conniving, and calculating all of this is. This is, you see, the reason why narcissism and empaths wake up from narcissistic abuse is because of how gangster you are. Because ordinary people just kowtow and just go with the flow or accept. The reason why you are a target of narcissistic abuse is because you cannot be tricked, because you're an angel of the divine within you. You've chosen to be yourself. Do you see what I'm saying, Lacey Gray? Thank you, Jazz and Laughter. The courts will keep you exhausted, Don Murray. You're so right. So it's about being very intelligent and know that you're playing chess, not checkers. Because the narcissist is a clever manipulator. So when you're dealing with a manipulator who would use anything to manipulate, you have to play chess, divine chess. And you only have access to divine chess when you embody genuine compassion for yourself. When you embody genuine compassion for yourself, that compassion awakens a natural wisdom without you that is more strategic than the 48 laws of power, the art of war, on war, the book of 5 rings, and any of these strategies. You see what I mean? You bet. Divine chess. That's exactly. Hey, welcome, MJ. They play the long game. They're very strategic. So you have to be wise and know that nothing from the divine chess, Jazz and Laughter. Proud empathic gangster. I love that. I love that, Jazz and Laughter. This is the game. I represented myself in a 7-day custody trial. Oh, Don Marie. I represented myself one time in court, so I know how gangster you really are. How did it go? Did they try to run circles around you? This is the whole game. That's okay, SNY. Glad you could join us. You see, so when you begin Infinity Chess and Infinity Chess Global, you're so right. When you start, Infinity Chess is connecting to your divine wisdom. And that divine wisdom is that knowing where people say when you're an empath, you awaken your clairsentience or your clairvoyance. Those things, or your deeper intuition, those things will reveal to you all the strategies and games that the narcissist wants to play that they won't win. So when you you connect to this deep compassion with you, you awaken your ability to play divine chess. Basically, he tells me about an angel and him too. I told him demons are angels. Of course, demons are, because the demons and the angels were all created by the Almighty, by the Creator, by creation. So everything is good. Even the bad things come so the good things can happen for you, if you can believe that. You see, Dawn Marie, how can anyone intimidate you after you've dealt with the biggest, most gangster demons called narcissists? They can't. So this is what happens, that you start to wake up to this game, which is very difficult to figure out, which is why it happened to most of us for decades. For me, it was my whole life. For some of you that I've spoken to, it's happened for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years. I've been someone who's been through this for 60, 70 years. This is how long it takes, because it's a life of spiritual slavery until you wake up. When the veil is lifted and you've had so much pain, and you remember that your pain gets more acute when the divine wants you to wake up, because it's out of pain that you wake up from the third dimensional reality to the fifth dimensional reality. Wisdom from beyond. I consider myself a little lucky because I've known her for 5 months. I might have missed something you said earlier. Tell me more. Tell me more. This is what happens. You see, so when you wake up, if I wanted your services for free, I'll pretend to be your friend. Global. This is what they do. The narcissist targeted you because you have something that they want. Whether it was your parents or your friends or neighbors, and the thing that you have that they want is the ability to regulate themselves with your energy. Because the narcissist is in a constant state of dysregulation, which is why they can pretend well, but their usual state is really dysregulated, right? Gail, knowing yourself is key against a narcissist, because the moment you figure out who you are, you begin to observe the narcissist like you're watching a movie. And in the movie, the narcissist is just a character, predictable. And when you see the predictable narcissist, you realize that it's all part of the simulation, because everything is a game anyway. It's just a movie. So you have to decide you're no longer just an extra in your movie. You are the main character in your movie. When you're the main character in your movie, you realize that the narcissist only made an appearance in your movie to help you elevate, not destroy you. My last straw was when he called the police on me for disciplining our child. Yes, they do that, Candy. He did that because this is what they do. They want to criminalize you. They want to intimidate you, right? And this is what they do. And hopefully this person is no longer around you. We are the hero, the other zero. And we are, you see, most of us empaths were once prayers by these narcissists, because narcissists also pray. So the narcissist went to God and said, please bless me with this child, or please bless me with this lover, this husband, this wife, this person, so I can be happy. And the moment the blessing was answered, they're like, oh, screw this. I can take advantage. I have you now. So instead of being a blessing in the narcissist's life, guess what you become? A lesson. And you become a lesson when you wake up to the fact that you are a dark empath, a Hyoka empath, or an awakened person, right? I'm using this term just if anyone resonates with them, great. But if it doesn't, it just means you're simply awakened to the tricks of the demons. They're bullies. We are the star, Breezy Bay. We are the star. We are the writer. We are the main character. We are everything. Knowing yourself is knowing there is more. You know, and this is the hardest thing. To know thyself is the hardest thing. That's why a lot of people will pivot and pretend like they know who they are. And then when they realize that you are naturally empathic, they realize you're not a character, it threatens them. That's why they make you a target. Lacey Gray, because of him, I started to understand and know myself multidimensionally. My mom is also a narcissist, and after years of no contact from her and her family, I can see them also clearly. That's why you're a multidimensional being, because you saw through this demonic wickedness, that it takes a special eye to be able to see narcissistic abuse. And when you're able to see narcissistic abuse, you are a special person, Breezy Braze. You are. Wisdom from beyond. The person I'm talking about is lying to me all the time, because lying to a narcissist is just like breathing to you. The narcissist feels no guilt or compunction about lying. They lie like it's nothing because it's convenient for this how damaged and childish they are, right? Climbing the ladder is being true to yourself. Exactly, Global. Climbing up Jacob's ladder, as they would say. And the reason why you've been surrounded by them your whole life, dream a little dream, is because you have a big purpose. So they all came as monitoring spirits to block your purpose. Dream a little dream. This is what they do. They lack empathy because this is the reason why they lack empathy is because they themselves are so damaged they receive no empathy in their lives. So they believe that the world we live in is all narcissistic and everybody is dark and evil. This is why they don't have. So when they say that your empathy is real, it confuses them. That how can this person's empathy be real? That's not possible. We live in a world where everybody's pretending. Why is your empathy real? Let me prove it's not real. So they start to target you. They put you through humiliation rituals. They do all of these things just to reveal that you're just like everybody. And they realize that you're not. Because being empathetic is not typical in a sustained way. When empathy is your default mode. That because God, the divine, is always empathetic. Always, even to narcissists. If the narcissist just said, I'm sorry, help me, they will have to pay their karma, but they will get help, right? They think everyone is pretending like that, jazz and laughter, and then they realize that you're not pretending, you're the real deal, and it's so confusing. It's so confusing. Trey Slay, it took me the longest to realize. It takes decades to realize this, Trey Slay. Most people who are realizing narcissistic abuse have been to, if I was to make a guess here, I would say the average period for experiencing narcissistic abuse right now is 30 years. It takes a long time. It takes a very long time. And I'm sorry it's your mother, your ex-boyfriend were narcissists. But at the same time, I'm happy that they were. Because the reason why it's very difficult to understand and accept the truth of narcissistic abuse is that it's hard to accept that your loved ones will be the ones who will harm you the most. Excuse me. It's hard to believe that your loved ones are actually your enemies. Can you believe that? It's impossible. You can't believe it. Why would my loved ones be my enemies? And that's why it's so effective, because you are struggling with accepting that this is what it is. You see, you're struggling with it. So this is Nico from her album titled The Awakening. And this song is called Most Demons Come From Home. If it'll play. This is what happens, you see. This is what happens to all of us. So it's your reality. Yes, the Bible says that our enemies will be from your own household for Christ. That's exactly right. And they came to destroy us, but they elevated us. They really did. They couldn't destroy us. And they would have if they could have. But the reason they couldn't is because you are covered by your obedience to remaining true to yourself. You see, your commitment to remaining an empath is why you are still here. You see, this is why. You see, this is why you're still here. You wouldn't be here otherwise. You wouldn't be here otherwise. So it is your empathy that has actually saved you. That empathy that you are tagged with is the reason why a lot of us are still alive. Because the most potent force in this world is the force of love. Only love conquers hate. You see, Millie? They wasted their time. Roses, Forza, Vicky, One Love. What came to destroy us elevated us, Dawn Marie. They can't. And we're grateful to them for their elevation, Millie. You see, love always wins. We are here because being an empath in mundane words just simply means being a being of love. That's all it is. That all the ugliness happens to you and you refuse to give into it. That's why you are entrusted with the gifts that you have, so you can shine it in the world and help the people that the divine has assigned to you. You see, this is what it is. This is what it is. Most demons come from home. Nico, from her album titled The Awakening. Most demons come from home. They are our teachers of peace, sun and moon. This is what it is. So when you embody the force of love for yourself first, you see, you don't have to like people, but loving them is a non-negotiable. This is what it's about. Because when you love yourself, you cannot hurt yourself. And when you love yourself and don't hurt yourself, right? You are beyond reproach. This is what happens. You see, you're beyond reproach. Thanks for letting me know that sound was intrusive. This is what happens when you embody love for yourself. The narcissist cannot reach you anymore. They will try, but they cannot reach you anymore. And loving yourself means that no longer responding or reacting to triggers, becoming an observer, being still, and even having empathy for the narcissist. Because when you wake up from narcissistic abuse, you realize how genius the narcissist was, that you were not supposed to figure it out. You were not supposed to figure it out. Sojourn 137. I understand. Sojourn 137. Thanks for letting me know. You see, all the attempts to get to you will be futile. So all the darkness, thank you, Global, all the darkness in the world is so that we awaken. So the darkness in the world today is not bad. It's not. It is to push you into more union with the divine within you. And when you come to union with the divine within you, you are the all. You've woken up from the simulation. Yes, witty mystic, wagwan. It's a game. You see, this is what happens. And when you begin to see the game that they play, you are free. You are free from the matrix. And it doesn't matter what is happening in the world around you, that you will always be in a place of peace because you embody this peace that is within. Oh, the channel name, Inner Mileage. Inner Mileage is the name of my business as well as the channel name. And it came to me. It's actually quite a good story, Global. Thanks for asking. I was outside the Blue Mosque in Istanbul, about to go in. And it was, I think it was a Friday. So it wasn't a typical day. It was a powerful day. And I remember standing outside with my camera ready to go. And I heard the call to prayer, the azan. And when I heard the call to prayer, I closed my eyes and I said, wow, I'm here in Istanbul, ready to go into the Blue Mosque. Traveling brought me here. Now I'm going within, inner, traveling within, Inner Mileage. It just came to me that way, Global. And now this is the name of the business, of my mission, of the portal of light, Inner Mileage. It's about traveling within because there's nothing outside, Vicky. There's nothing outside. Everything is within. Everything that you're experiencing is a mirror from within. Do you see what I mean? It's weird because even if they're not a knock, I can see evil through it. Sun and moon, your eyes are open. You can see beyond the veil. Mashta, salam alaikum. This is what it is. Roses, my eyes are open. We can't figure them out. What do you mean roses? Yes, we can. When you roses, or set boundaries. That's right. Exactly. Everything is within. Everything is within. So I just feel confused. Why do you feel confused, Freckles Place? Hi, Christina. The kingdom is within you, Sojourn. There's nothing outside. So when you connect to the truth within you, that truth begins to reveal itself to you. You don't know it because you're not used to being in a relationship with your inner self. So just like anything, that inner self has to get comfortable with revealing itself to you. So when you start to rely on what's within you, then the power of what I am the world. Jiddu Krishnamurti said it best. He has a book titled, You Are the World, I Am the World, Brittany. When you start to connect to the truth within you, the power within you, it starts to reveal itself to you. And the more it reveals itself to you, you start to stabilize in that understanding. You become the alchemist in your own life. Exactly. It's like a software update, an iOS update, an Android update, global. This is what it's about. That when you connect to this deep truth within you, it also starts to connect to you. And then it becomes a relationship. And this relationship becomes stronger when you begin to identify with being a spiritual being and less with being a human being. You're a spiritual being having a human experience. Everything is within when you go within. This is true. And what does it mean to go within? It means getting used to spending time by yourself. It means going to meditation or prayer. It means spending time in nature. It means journaling. It means being in community with people who are healing just like you are. It means all these things, right? This is all it is. Freckles, I feel like something's not right in the marriage and I feel like I need to leave, but then I'm confused. And then Global says, marriage is a contract to protect money and children. So hilarious. The reason you're confused, Freckles, is because you're still under your karmic contract. That's all. Lua, I would like to know why most people change their behavior when they're in my presence. Because your presence, your light triggers their demons. And when you begin to understand that, you don't take it personally. Because we are animals. When we sniff vibration of evil people, they can also sniff the vibration of a righteous person, of a healing person. That's all it is. You see, when you begin to realize that, you don't take it personally because you know the power within you comes from within you. And within you is the universe, everything. You see, trust yourself. Global, you said it. The moment you start to trust yourself, it's like trusting in the universe and things begin to work out. It's like you become the creator of your own miracles by shifting your mindset from a place of what's going to go wrong to what's going to go right. Everything's going to go. So what's going to go wrong is a program. It's not just being real. It's not just being realistic. It is a program. In the same way, what is going well is also a program. You get what I'm saying? And then you have to embody and believe that program, that things are designed to go well for you. I had no contact with my mother and brother, 36 years. I didn't know what I didn't know. I was controlled. Exactly. This is what we've been talking about today, Smokey Bear. That narcissistic abuse is so genius, you don't know it until it's happened after the fact. And it can take decades, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years, right? I've met people in their 70s who are just waking up to narcissistic abuse and what it is, thinking they wasted their lives. And then they understand why it took that long. And they realize that their best life is just beginning. It doesn't matter if you're 70 or 80, if you're 10, if you're 30. It takes as long as it takes. It's master manipulation, Roses. You see, and it's sad. This is why a lot of us, like Dawn Marie said, want to help the narcissist. But no, when you wake up, all that empathy should be put into you, you see? So life lessons make an impact when they're negative. We might not learn from them in good times. That's wise, Global. Witty Mystic, it took me decades to understand the depth of narcissistic abuse in my life. It takes decades. That's how long it takes for you to develop this wisdom, this ability to be entrusted with your spiritual gifts, you see? So this is the message for today, my family, friends. This is the message. And understand that the reason why it's very hard to figure out narcissistic abuse is because it's genius. It is genius in the way it functions. And now that you're waking up, you're only waking up to the divine within you, Mashta. It took you 59 years. Well, that's how long it takes, you see. And the truth is to be compassionate with yourself, because you are the angel in your life now, no longer the demon, you see. So I just want to send you, thank you for saying that I thought I was slow and stupid because of being neurodivergent. I also thought I was slow and stupid until I realized that it was just empathy, that I was so shocked by the wickedness, I was stunned into silence. I have a video on that on TikTok. Oh, will they get their karma? The fastest way to accelerate the karma for a narcissist is actually to genuinely wish them well and forgive them. That's the best way to accelerate the karma for a narcissist. So I just want to thank you for your time today. Hopefully the message is very clear that you're beginning to see your spiritual genius, and that should awaken in you humility and love and recognition of your strength as an undefeatable empath. And you're undefeatable because you're here to show the way to others who are assigned to you when you're ready. You see? So I just want to thank you all for your blessings, for your time, and for connecting. And I am you and you are me. We are unstoppable. We are undefeated. And keep being kind and compassionate to yourself if you can do that. And wish the narcissist well, even if you don't want to reconcile, because forgiveness does not require reconciliation. We'll see you back here on Wednesday at the same time. Sending you lots of peace and light. One love, people. One love. I appreciate you all. Thank you. I appreciate you.